In the first video, we met Dineo, who found that by creating a business of her own, she could give herself a job. She did this by providing a meal to people who were coming home from work. Dineo had a skill. She was a good cook, and she realized that people would be willing to pay for what she produced, chicken soup, at a price that made it worthwhile for her. She needed ingredients to make soup, and she needed to be able to sell the soup. To understand her business, Dineo had to understand the value chain of her business. She had to know who her suppliers were, what input she was going to use, how she would process her inputs, what output she was going to produce, and who her customers were. Quite clearly, not everybody can cook and produce food like Dineo could. This does not mean that there are no other opportunities. There are many different types of jobs which can provide an income for different people. These jobs can include providing items that people can use or providing services that they will help people to do things better or get things done which they can't do themselves. Let's look at a few examples. Tupelo is very good at mathematics, and he lives close to a school. Some of those school children struggle with maths and need help, but the parents are unable to help them. Tupelo has realized that he can help the parents to help their children by providing extra maths lessons. The parents like the idea and are happy to pay Tupelo to help their children with the maths. Tupelo buys maths textbooks and teaches children every day for an hour after school in small groups. Let's have a look at Tupelo's value chain. The bookshop sold maths textbooks to Tupelo, and he has his own maths skills. Tupelo provides extra lessons in the afternoon. The children's parents pay for the extra lessons. So, the bookshop is Tupelo's supplier. The textbooks and his skill are the inputs. The process is the teaching of maths, the output is the extra lessons, and the parents are the customers. What makes Tupelo's business successful? His suppliers. Tupelo knows where to buy books at the right price. His inputs. Tupelo has the right books and the right skills to teach maths. His process. Tupelo is good at maths and good at teaching it. His outputs. Tupelo provides good lessons that are helpful to his students. His customers. The parents are satisfied with what their children are learning and are happy to pay well for it. The parents pay more for the lessons, the output, than what it costs Tupelo in inputs, textbooks, skills, time. Tupelo is providing an output that has more value than the inputs. Let's look at another example. Nikiwe travels every day to the nearest town to buy mealie meal, samp, flour, and other groceries. It is a long, expensive trip. She has realized that there are many people who make the same trip to buy the same groceries. Nikiwe has an idea to give herself a job. By traveling to town once a week, she can buy a lot of groceries. When she gets back home, she can sell the groceries to the other people. The other people will not have to travel to town every day, as they can get their groceries from Nikiwe. Let's look at Nikiwe's value chain. Nikiwe takes the taxi to town and buys groceries from different shops. These are her suppliers. Nikiwe uses money that she has saved to buy the groceries, her inputs. Nikiwe's processes are the buying and selling of the groceries. The outputs are the groceries that Nikiwe sells. People who buy the groceries from Nikiwe are the customers. To make sure that her business is successful, Nikiwe must know from which shops she will be able to get the best groceries at the best price. She must know how to manage her money to make sure that she has enough money to buy groceries. She must also know what groceries to buy and for how much to sell them. The customers must be willing to pay a bit more for the groceries because they are saving taxi fare and time by not having to travel to town every day to go shopping. Dineo, Tapelo, and Nikiwe all did the same thing. They identified something that people needed. They realized that they had skills that they could use to give people what they needed. They provided people with what they needed at a price that they were willing to pay. The value of what they provided was more than the cost of providing it. There are many possibilities for the types of job that you can give yourself. You can make things and sell them. You can do things for people and they will pay you for doing them. You can grow things and sell them. You can buy things and sell them to people who need them. Whatever opportunity you might find, it is important first to spend time checking whether or not the opportunity is worthwhile. You need to check whether you can find suppliers who can provide what you need, your inputs, at the right price and at the right quality. Make sure that you know what to do and how you do it, your processes. Speak to the people whom you think will buy what you are offering and make sure that they will buy what you plan to produce and will pay you what you need to make your business worthwhile, the outputs and customers. By making sure that you check every part of the value chain of your business and do whatever is necessary to make sure that you are adding value all the way through, you will increase the probability that you will be successful.